Hey guys, what is up? Happy Friday. So we've got a couple of things to cover before I get into the Ask Laurel section of the program, where I'm going to be answering all of the questions that you guys asked this week. Just a quick reminder, the replay for the introduction for the Discovery Call Accelerator is under the How to Get Laurel's Help Conversions Over Cocktail replays. Just a reminder, there's always going to be a replay. You never have to ask, is there going to be a replay? I always give you guys the replay. And so if you look right here, the intro to the Discovery Call Accelerator, I did fill up the seats for my Discovery Call Accelerator intensive, but I did have one student postpone her seat. And so if you want to join us, I only have one seat left. If you're interested in that, drop a line below this video and I'll personally reach out. But if you haven't watched this video yet, make sure that you watch it, okay? But just to show you how the program's actually gonna work, it's gonna be 90 days. You have to be a member of Lean on Laurel, which is $1,000 a month. There's no minimum. If you join a month and it's not your jam, that's fine. Like I said, there's only one seat left. This is not a scarcity tactic or anything like that. We literally just have one seat. This is the strategy. Like I said, if you watch this video right here, we go over it in depth of what we're going to be doing. But I kind of just wanted to show you how the intensive will work, because this is something that's different than anything I've done in the last 2 years. I did used to do my program this way. And my students requested that I do it this way again. And so here we are. So this is how it's going to work. Okay. I'm going to teach for 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'm going to give you guys a break to do the work. And then I'm going to come back on and answer any questions and check the work. So it's not going to be one of those where I'm going to teach something and then you're going to go on your own and execute it and then come back later. Like, we're literally going to workshop. I'm going to teach it. You're going to go, we're going to take a break for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You're going to go execute. You're going to come back. I'm going to check your work. We're also going to have implementation sessions. So you're going to come prepared with homework that we have. And then I'm going to ask a student to be the guinea pig, and I'm going to walk that student through the setups and everything like that. You're going to follow along. And if anything happens, so we're all going to open up our ads managers at the same time. And if anything happens, right then and there, we're going to fix it. So no waiting for things to get fixed. And then, of course, in between the intensive calls, you're going to get access to all of the other calls that my Lean on Laurel group has access to. We've got copy over coffee. So if you're having issues with your power content, we have a call for that. Quick check-in. Sometimes you just want to say, hey, Laurel, am I on the right track? We've got ad troubleshooting. And then, of course, we've got advanced office hours for those who have been in the program for more than 3 months. We have 14 calls a month, lots of time to get help. So if you want to work on the Discovery Call Accelerator strategy, drop a line below and I will hook you up with that application. Also, if you haven't watched this replay from June 16th on the Discovery Call Accelerator, go ahead and watch that. You're going to want to watch that before you join the intensive. Okay. So that's all I have for today's announcements. We are going to go ahead and get into the Ask Laurel thread. Reminder, make sure you're giving me enough context, like which strategy you're following, which video got you stuck, what's your offer, what is the offer link, the goal you're trying to achieve, okay? Because if you're not giving me enough context, and there's probably going to be 1 or 2 people that haven't given me enough context today, and I'm not going to be able to properly answer their question, but you guys might surprise me. And then, of course, I'm always going to post the replay of last week's Ask Laurel. So if you asked a question last week and you haven't watched it yet, just look for this post from last week and you'll find your replay. So let's go ahead and let's dig in. Daniel says, this seems like a really underused and highly valuable resource. Abso-freaking-lutely. 2 of the things that are deeply undervalued and underused in this program are this thread and the live Zoom coaching calls. Like, if you didn't know, guys, we have 2 live Zoom coaching calls. Like, check this out. Attend the live Zoom trainings. We've got 2 things. Every first Monday and every third Thursday, you've got 2 calls in order to get my help. The very underused resource right here. Very underused. Mike says, I'm completely new to Facebook ads, but I'm a web designer starting out and would love to be able to use Facebook ads to get clients. Is this easily achievable? Absolutely. Just follow the steps in my program. As a matter of fact, Mike, I recommend the Discovery Call Accelerator. So you can just go to How to Get Laurel's Help, conversions over coffee. Nope, it's cocktails. Intro to the Discovery Call Accelerator. You follow this strategy, you will have more clients than you know what to do with. So Elizabeth says, hey, two-part question. I've been working with my client for 2 years, wellness and personal natural health. Pixel has loads of data for this healing stream. I'm now working on a campaign for training practitioners versus personal health. Okay. And working through your content to use your strategy. Not stuck yet. We'll book a call with you soon. Awesome. Yeah. And for those of you guys who want some personal time with me and you don't want to join my Lean on Laurel program, just go to How to Get Laurel's Help and get personalized help from Laurel. There are two options. One being my Lean on Laurel Mastermind, but the other being that you could actually book a power hour with me. So if you ever need that, that is how you do it. Okay. So she says, meantime, question 1, healing retargeting audiences, even on platform audiences for video views, are much smaller than the views Facebook reports on campaigns. I stay off Audience Network. They do work though. But the Pixel audiences for event page views are abysmal for launches. Example, built fast. Any insights, please? You've given me a lot of context, but I'm not sure what the question is. I don't think the question isn't clear. Any insights on what exactly? See, this is and I'm not going to pick on Elizabeth because I think she gave me a lot of context, but the question that she's asking me isn't clear. I don't see a question here. So I'm not sure what to give you insights on, but I'm going to go to the second question. This client is starting a new healing work stream in Japan with materials translated. To date, we have worked in English-speaking countries. They have a Japan website and an agency in Japan for this. Their current plan is to use the same Facebook Business Manager, Ads Manager, and Pixel. Any wisdom on this? Absolutely, you can, and I think it's a great idea to use the same Ads Manager in the Pixel because it's going to have the Pixel data from the English-speaking countries. And so you're going to be able to actually use a lookalike, right, of the English-speaking and see if you can get some traction in Japan. I'm not sure what other question that you have. And this is a good example of like, if you guys have like a question, like be specific, like any wisdom on how to do this or how, but I don't think it's bad. Like you can use the same Ads Manager in Pixel. I don't think that that's a big deal. So if that's the question, absolutely, you can do that. And I think it will be of benefit for you to do that. Because you do have, the same profile of people who are in English, are going to be a lot of the same profile in Japan. Let's see. David says, hi, I have a $7 subscription product, which has 40 subs currently. Awesome. Congratulations. The product is a web-based automation that syncs to your calendar and reminds you each day with a link to groups that you can promote in for free that day. Oh, that's cool. That actually solves a big problem. Some high-quality groups only allow for promotions 1 day a week or sometimes 1 day a month. I got sick and tired of missing the days, and so I started putting them in a spreadsheet, but I still had to check it. This way, it's there each morning in my calendar. So my question is, how would you do a power content campaign around this? I love this. You're solving a problem. Like I always tell people, like if you can find the gap in the marketplace, this is an excellent way to do that. He says, I've obviously got some existing customers that I could start to use as a custom audience to get a lookalike audience from. Is this a good idea? Yeah, if you have over 1,000, but I think you said you only have 40 subs. In order to create a really decent lookalike audience, you're going to want at least 1,000 in that audience. I say, should I change it to $7 as the US is a much bigger market and they seem more resistant in pricing to pounds? Just depends. You would need to know that about the audience. I would probably run one as a $7 offer and the other one in pounds, like if that's a big deal. But I do find that other countries have no problems paying in US dollars. So that's just details. I think you should test it but I do know that a lot of people feel comfortable paying in dollars.
I know I'm more likely to pay in dollars, obviously, but I'm in the US. So as far as power content, what you need to do is you need to figure out like what are the objections that people would have in order to buy this, right? Like it depends on their sophistication level too. Like, are they actively looking for this type of tool? Probably not, but I think you could do amazing content. Like, what problem does this solve, right? At the end of the day, it's providing them a way to be able to promote their business in Facebook groups. And so I think you can teach the long way of doing this, right? Like if you want it, and then at the end say, hey, like for a lot of you guys, this is going to be so overwhelming, but I have created a tool that will shortcut the process, right? And so all your power content would be around how to use groups to sell your service, but you're going to offer them the solution of shortcutting that process. Does that make sense? So that's how I would do that power content, because you are filling the gap in a really awesome way. So good job, David. I like that offer a lot. So Adam says, I'm having trouble nailing down what my high ticket offer would be. That would be a good part 2 to my initial offer, and that is niche down enough. Also, what should I price it at? I'm selling singing courses and have an entry offer of a beginning singer course, helping total beginners sing confidently in front of others. So Adam is a perfect example of an ideal student. He was at the last coaching call, and if you go watch that replay of the Discovery Call Accelerator, you'll see me help Adam figure out his power offer for his low ticket offer. And so while I don't have a lot of context, I do know enough about Adam's offers where I think I can help him figure this out. Obviously, the best way to have this conversation would be one-on-one, but because Adam and I actually had a conversation last call, and that's the benefit of coming to the calls, guys, is I learn more about you and your business. And so these Ask Laurel questions become easier for me to answer. So Adam, if you want to find a high ticket offer, like, and again, it doesn't have to be like super high ticket. Like my Lean on Laurel program is $1,000 a month. I am willing to bet that once people buy your beginning singing lessons, it's just all about moving them into more of a singing mentorship, right? And so I think you could do a higher level singing membership that's very similar to mine, where they get access to you and it's like $1,000 a month, or if you want to charge them $5,000 for 90 days or however, that would be a no-brainer offer. There's so many people who would love to have continuing education on singing. And, a lot of people spend a lot of money at music schools. This is an alternative. This is a really good alternative. So that's the direction that I would go, honestly. So Darren says, hey, Laurel, first power content video ad running. Congratulations, Darren. It's aimed at real estate business owners explaining how they can retarget and cheat sheet offered as a soft CTA. Good job. 2 days after it was approved, I duplicated it and targeted at a different audience so I could see which performed better. The ad got rejected for the new audience. Facebook said it didn't comply with discriminatory policy. Reading further, it may be because the special ad category wasn't selected. I'm not advertising real estate services, so don't think I need to use that special ad category. Do you know what's going on? Is it worth me asking to review it? Yes, it is absolutely worth you asking Facebook to review it. This happens all the time with my real estate coaches. It gets flagged as a special ads category. It's not more than likely. This is going to be fixed with just a quick appeal, honestly. Quick appeal. And so this is why, guys, and this is good. Like, you see how much trouble Darren is having with his power content. Now, remember, power content is the least amount of risk when it comes to Facebook advertising. And so when you are in a risky category like real estate and health and all of the things, make money online, these kinds of things happen. And so it's good that he's starting with power content, because likely if he had started with an offer, this probably would have had a kind of a bad outcome depending. But Darren, just ask them for an appeal and it'll be okay. Phyllis says, hey, Laurel, I'm following your Instagram strategy and looking for influencers. It has come to my attention that there are a small handful of coaches doing what I do with hormones, and almost none of them are women of color. Ooh, that's opportunity.
Below is one photo of a profile for the few coaches on Instagram in this space. I feel like I can really corner this market. I'm following your Instagram strategy for this and wondering what other suggestions you have to help me stand out in the hormone space. Absolutely. And I think that you can be the go-to for women of color without actually saying it, because it's all about your brand, right? You are most relatable to that audience, right? What I really love about what this person has done, it seems like it's the Menopause Room is a health and wellness website. And so they've built an entire brand called the Menopause Room. I think that you have a better opportunity than this, honestly, because Phyllis, you're marketing yourself as a person, whereas it doesn't look like there's one specific person behind this. There could be. I haven't seen the rest of this profile. People like doing business with people. And so I would see this as an opportunity because, one, you are a woman of color. And if you want to go after that demo, I think you would rock it, because that's a niche, like the hormone and women. And that's a niche that women want to talk to another woman about, right? And so I get that this seems like they're building a community. Like this person seems like they're building a community, whereas you're building a relationship with people one-on-one. And I think that's a huge opportunity for you versus something like this. And don't get intimidated. Like they've got 50,000 followers. That's fine. I only have like 2,300 followers, and my Instagram makes a lot of money because I am much more personal than a lot of other gurus who are in my space, because I interact with people and I answer questions, and I think you could be that person. So I think that this is a lot of opportunity for you. Let's see. Connor says, hey, Laurel, I just watched the Membership Accelerator workshop and enjoyed it. Thank you. So if you're wondering what he's talking about, if you go to the portal, let's see, laurelporte.com/portal, which, by the way, if you guys ever lose the link, it's just laurelporte.com/portal. He's talking about this Membership Accelerator workshop. This actually tells you the entire story of how I got my my $7 program to more than 2,000 members. And then I even have some bonus content. I've got the original workshop replay. So there's 2 workshops for you to watch. There's the old one and then there's the new one. I felt it was worth updating because now we're at over 2,000 members. And so I figured, you know what? In honor of my 7-figure status, I'm going to update the workshop. So if you bought the membership workshop at some point, just know that we have an update to it. So, and again, if you want to buy that, just go to laurelporte.com/portal and it is right here. So he says at the end of the last video, it says that if you don't spend $50 to $100 daily, it can still be done. I presume by spending this amount, it's on testing all 5 sets. Then when the best one performs, you stay with that ad set of 3 ads and turn off the others. Is that the idea? Yes. And so whenever I am doing my set, and if you look at the low ticket offer, I show you guys my 5x3 setup. So he's asking, if so, can this be done by only spending $10 to $20 a day on one ad set and then day-to-day to discover which is the best ad set? Yes, but it's going to take you a long time, okay? So one of the things that you have to know about having a low-ticket offer, and you want to start off by using ads, and inside my Membership Accelerator workshop, I take you through the stages, of which I built this $7 program on: my organic foundation, then retargeting, then cold traffic. If you start with cold traffic, it is going to be a lot harder. Okay. Low ticket offers are super hard to dial in, and I will be totally transparent. Okay. 9 out of the 10 ads that I place for the $7 program fail. Okay. So this is why you want to have enough budget, and I'll explain something. I'll explain something really quick. Okay. So here's the thing. I'll put myself front and center for this. So here's the thing. If you have a low ticket offer, okay, you are going to want to spend. So let's say you've got $3,000 a month to spend. If you have never launched that before, you're going to want to spend the bulk of your budget in the first 7 to 10 days testing. So if I've got $3,000 a month to spend, I am probably going to spend the first $2,000 in the first 7 to 10 days trying to figure out which ad's going to work. So if you're relying on just 1 ad or 3 ads,
Like I said, I'm going to say this one more time. 9 out of the 10 ads that I launch for my $7 program fail. So lots of ad creatives, lots of testing. And so that is why we need to have a healthy test budget, because if you're just going to test on $10 to $20 a day, it is going to take you forever to try to find those winners. So I'm just being totally transparent. If you go cold, now there is an alternative that I show you guys inside the membership accelerator. The reason, I'm going to say this one more time, the reason that I was able to have so much success with ads was because I did it in a very certain way. Okay. I sold 400 seats organically, got that pixel data, right? Then I created a retargeting campaign, right? There was a lot of low-hanging fruit of people who had visited my sales page from my organic promotion. And then I went to cold traffic. So I had a lot of purchases on my pixel before I went to cold traffic. And I also started my ads with retargeting. So if you go through my membership accelerator, I show you all of the ads that I used in order to make that happen. I show you my entire organic strategy. I am totally transparent. I'm always transparent with you guys. And that is why. I know I took a while to answer this question, but I cannot stress this enough, guys. When you are dialing in a low ticket offer, it is very hard to do on a small budget unless you do it in the way that I outlined in the membership accelerator. Okay. Totally transparent. Okay. Richard says, do you have a mini webinar script I can use? Absolutely. Let me grab that for you. Okay. So this is my mini webinar script. It is not fancy. It does the job. This is the format that I use every time that I do my live webinars. And so very simple. Okay. It needs to clearly identify who is this for and why are they here, right? So let's say I'm promoting my Discovery Call Accelerator Intensive, right? Let's say I'm promoting that. I would say, who is this for and why are they here? So I would say, if you are a culture consultant and you rely on booking calls and you are not able to book those calls in order to get clients, you're in the right place, right? That's who is this for and why are they here? Next, I would say my promise of value. Give me 10 minutes and I'm going to walk you through my Discovery Call Accelerator strategy that uses less than $1,000 a month of ad budget and is easy to execute without you constantly having to do content. Does that sound interesting? Cool. Keep listening, right? You see how quick I got through the intro? Next, who am I and why should they listen to you? My name is Laurel Porte. I'm the founder of adcoachingfor7.com, where I have now taught over 3,500 coaches and consultants how to easily book more calls using a very low ad budget. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, how did you stumble upon the strategy and what you're about to show them? Go into your story, three or four sentences. Sorry, got hung up on there. And then part 5, the 3 secrets that will qualify them. Okay. So for instance, like what are 3 qualifying factors? So it's like, if you do not have a high ticket offer that you're selling over the phone, stop watching this video. This will not work for you. Number 2, if you're not willing to put out content and tweak it and do content over and over again, stop watching this video. That will not work for you. See what I'm doing there? I'm putting together 3 things that will qualify my most ideal clients and repel my clients that will not work. And then part 5 is I'm going to teach my heart out on what this would look like, right? And then at the end, I'm going to use my power offer as a close and I'm going to work in some social proof. This is my mini webinar format. Nothing fancy. I call it a clarity piece because it gives people clarity on what they get if they move forward, and it gives them clarity on, is this offer for them? But anyway, that is my format. Very, very simple. This is the format I teach my Lean on Laurel students when they're ready for a webinar. This is the format I use myself. This is the format I give my agency clients. We had a lot of success with this formula. So there you go. Let's see. Kim says, hey, Laurel, in one video, you say you use automatic placements and then see where Facebook puts it and what works best. Can you please show me where I can see that? Absolutely. Let me pull up my ads manager really quick and I will see that. Just note that for power content, I do not use automatic placements. I use manual placements, but for offer ads, I do use automatic placements most of the time. Not when I'm doing my power offer, but for all of my other offer ads, I do use automatic placements, and I'll show you how to see where Facebook puts them and how you can see the results. I'm going to pause this real quick. Okay, so I'm always transparent with you guys. So check this out. So I am in my ads manager, okay? And as you can see, these are all my purchases. Let's see. These are, like you can see, I'm getting on average $7 a purchase, which is awesome. And you can see I run ads for $2 a day, okay? $2 a day. Remember, I teach my $2 and $5 ad strategies. This is my $2 a day strategy. It's obviously not showing all my purchases because of the iOS update. No biggie, whatever. But if you go to breakdown right here and go to delivery and go to placement right here, you could actually see where Facebook is putting your ads. See? You can see I have some in the Messenger. You can see Facebook feed, in-stream video, instant article, explore. So you can actually see where Facebook is placing your ads. Again, you just go to breakdown by delivery and placement. And you could actually see like the gender. You can see all kinds of really cool information. Okay. So yeah, if you haven't seen the breakdowns of everything, definitely check that out. It's a really cool tool that Facebook gives us access to. So great question, Kim. Let's see. Nicole says, hello, I'm gearing up to start the organic marketing sprint, but having trouble focusing on my product's value ladder setup. Okay. I've done my customer journey. I have 7 phases to being stressed, overwhelmed parents to bring stressed, okay. I have 7 phases to bring stressed, overwhelmed parents and caregivers to a place of smoother days, peace of mind, and more fulfilling moments of connection. The 7th phase is coaching so they don't feel alone along the journey. I have a different product for phases 1 through 6 and a book series I've written that is a tool to help their children process difficult feelings and emotions. My mind is all over the place. Should my Facebook group be for buyers of any 6 products and graduate them to the other products and coaching? Where do I put the books? I have one thing I could use as a value bomb already created, but it only links to my books, so I'll probably need to fix that to bring them into my ecosystem. My goal is to figure out how to organize all of this into the ecosystem that graduates them to the next product and to coaching like you've taught me. I want it all organized before I create content. Absolutely. So the first thing that you have to figure out, and if you haven't watched, as a matter of fact, Nicole, I'm going to send you to the Lanyap section and how to build a profitable Facebook group. And the thing that I want you to watch is in this 5-day group building exercise, I want you to understand where your group fits into your audience's journey. Because some of the questions that you're asking here, it's going to be 1 of 2 answers. Okay. You're either going to put your group at the top of the funnel. And once you watch this training, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. But the first step, and we can work on this, you know, for the next couple of weeks together, is you have to first figure out, is your group going to be top of funnel or is it going to be a middle of funnel play? Like, for instance, my $7 program here, this Facebook group is a middle of funnel play. It is bridging the gap between where people, after people join my $7 program, in nurturing them into my Lean on Laurel program, right? Once you guys understand the basic concepts here and you want a more guided and you want me to take on the consulting role to actually tell you how to execute all of this, then you're ready for Lean on Laurel, right? And so you have to figure out, do I want my Facebook group to be middle of funnel, meaning do I want it after someone buys my product, or do I want to use my Facebook group top of funnel as a lead generation tool? Okay. And so again, watch this and give me some more context on where you think that you want to put that group. And then we could go from there. Very good way to give me a lot of context, Nicole. So I'm going to ask that clarifying question. But I think you have a really good niche, by the way. I think you have a really good niche. You have a lot of pieces, and that's a good thing, especially for this. You have a lot of opportunity. So let me know whether you want to put the group after they make a purchase, or if you want it to use it as a lead generation tool, because we could go two different ways with that. So Alyssa says, hello, I've watched and read all of the business manager and ad policy training section. I started getting things set up on my business manager, but it won't allow me to create a second backup ad account. When I try, it says I've created the maximum number of accounts, but that if I make a payment on my account, it'll let me create one. I went there and I could find nothing about it, but I did just discover that it says I can create more ad accounts after several weeks of following their policies. Is there any way around to create my backup account before I start ads, or do I just hope for the best during my first weeks of running ads? Yes. You will want to run ads, and once you make a couple of payments, they're going to give you access to more ad accounts. This is why it's important to start with power content, okay? Power content is the safest type of ad because we're only using a headline, promise of value for ad copy. We do not have any links in it, and it is super, it's just the least risky type of ad. And so that's why we want to start with power content, so that we can make a couple of payments to Facebook and then create a backup ad account. Diana says, hey, Laurel, I was following your low ticket offer training. When you show an example on the creation of these ads, for ad text options, do we use long scripts with image and short scripts with videos, or it doesn't matter? I typically do it this way. Like I'll use, because think about this. You want to think of each piece of ad copy as its own funnel, right? I like to use short copy with videos because I want people to watch the video. I don't want people to just read the copy. Video is the fastest path to cash because it builds authority. And so when I'm doing my video ads, I'm using the first line, the headline, promise of value, and then I want people to watch the video. That is the whole point of video ads, okay? Whereas if I'm using an image, right? I need to give value in the text. So that's why my text is going to be longer. So really, really good question, Diana. Joe says, can you provide guidance on who to run the $5 a day power content video ads to cold audience? I've watched all the videos and worksheets and can't seem to find it. For example, what audiences? My offer gets business owners business lines of credit so that they can grow and scale their business. So if you go into the Get Ready protocol section, building your audiences, you will see that there are 3 different types of cold audiences that we build. So for instance, I'm going to grab my example right here. And so I teach you guys how to build them 3 different ways. You've got a layered campaign, you've got a big group campaign, and indie, right? So there's 3 different ways, right? So my layered technique will take 3 different audience pools and layer them, okay? So this tells Facebook they have to have an interest in this. They also have to have an interest in this, and they also have to have an interest in this, okay? So this is going to be the more tightly targeted, right? But it's going to be more specific, right? Whereas the big group campaign, we're just stacking them all. We're telling Facebook they only have to like one of these interests. Whereas here, they have to be interested in this. They also must be interested in this. They must also be interested in this. For power content, my personal preference is using independent audiences, okay? So that's why I have you guys build all 3. I like to use my layered campaign and my big group audiences for offer ads, and I like to use my indie campaigns for power content ads. That's just my preference. You can mix and match and test them however you guys want. John Woolsey, finishing things off with Mr. John. He says, I think I know the answer, but just to confirm on the Discovery Call Accelerator, where you have the 4 pages, landing, learning, app, thank you, are you optimizing for the schedule conversion on page 3 or the lead conversion on page 1, cold traffic? Okay. So John, I think when you're going through the training, you might have misunderstood the strategy. So for the Discovery Call Accelerator, there is no landing page. There is no webinar. There is no lead magnet. The Discovery Call Accelerator, and the reason that this is to accelerate the amount of phone calls, okay? And so I'm going to give you kind of a short bout about why I use this versus the webinar funnel. I use this funnel for people who are not making consistently $10,000 to $15,000 a month, okay? A webinar causes a friction point. I want to get my clients cash flow as fast as possible, so we skip the webinar. We just go straight from power offer straight to the application, okay? And so when they book a call, we use the schedule event, okay? So that is why we're optimizing for schedule, because we are not using a lead magnet in that case, okay? So if we go back to your question, so I am using the schedule conversion because I'm starting the funnel with the application and not an opt-in page. Okay, so I'm skipping these 2 steps. Now, once my clients are consistently making $10,000 to $15,000 a month, then we go and put this in front of it. Okay, so so that's the thing that I do with the Discovery Call Accelerator that's a little bit different than what a lot of people teach is I work from the back of the funnel and then we work our way forward. But that's how we get optimal cash flow for my clients before we start adding friction points. Remember, fastest path to cash is through conversation. So the faster I can get my clients having conversations, faster they make cash. That's why I call it the Discovery Call Accelerator. Which, by the way, if you want in, drop a line below this video. I only have 1 seat. This is not a scarcity play. This is not, we start on June 27th. We've actually already started doing a lot of the pre-work. But if you want in on Discovery Call Accelerator, I've got 1 seat and 1 seat only. I had a student that backed out at the last minute that's postponing her seat until the next one. So if you want to get in on this, drop a line below. I will personally reach out to you and we will jam on whether or not this is going to be a good fit. So hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of today's video. We covered a lot. We are coming in on a 36-minute mark and my coffee is almost out. So you guys know what that